If you're a basketball player and I tell you that I want to make you a rugby player, you'd laugh at me. If you've done ballet all your life and then I tell you I want you to be a hip-hop dancer, you'd probably laugh at me. And if you play the piano and then I decide I want you to play the harpsichord, you're gonna laugh at me again. You see, I'm taking you from this place of strength, a skill set of strength where you're comfortable, where you're unconsciously competent, and where you are happy, to now taking you to a place where you are completely uncomfortable and a different space. And in the examples I just gave you, I'm flipping activities, but they're of the same genre. They're sport, they're music, they're dance. But what would happen if I said to that same ballerina, I said to them, I want to make you a rugby player. And these are stark changes in someone. And why? Why? Because we want a challenge. And these stark changes are exactly why the fitness industry is failing personal trainers. That's exactly the reason why. We're asking new personal trainers, old personal trainers, not to work in their strengths, but we're actually asking them to work in their weaknesses. And that's why they're quitting, and that is why they're leaving the fitness industry. Welcome to JT in the Raw show 64. Welcome to JT in the Raw show 64, where I chew the thin on business. And today, I'm going to be challenging the fitness industry and personal trainers in order to get their acts together and be a more profitable and successful individual and business. I'm not sure. Can you, Brett, are you still there? Can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay. Today's question of the day is very simple. It's a very simple question, and that is this: why do you think we are turning over personal trainers in the fitness industry? Why do you think we are turning over personal trainers in the fitness industry? That's my question of the day. Why is the average length of personal trainers' employment in the fitness industry less than 1 year? I want to know what you think. Please pop your answers in the comments below. Why do we turn over these personal trainers? That's my question. Now, I understand there are pockets of success around the world, and I understand that there are pockets of success in individual clubs, and you may not be turning personal trainers over. So in the comments below, I want to hear from you on why you are not turning personal trainers over, why you're not losing them. But if you are, I want to know why you think we are, and as an industry, why we think we are. So good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to JT in the Raw. Morning, Brett, SJ over there in the UK, Prue, a couple of people not from the fitness industry. So this is a very opinionated show today, specifically on the fitness industry, and those that aren't in the fitness industry love to know what you guys think of personal trainers at the moment that are floating around out there. Okay, morning, Shano. So what I thought I'd start off with though is, did you notice anything different this week on the Active Management website? Probably not. So let me tell you. Every time I do JT in the Raw, I repurpose this video. And the repurpose goes something like, we load it onto YouTube, we then put that link into our into Active Management, and we make it a blog post. Now that's there for SEO and creating content, of course, that Google loves, and that allows people to rewatch the show. Well, this week we discovered a new plugin for our WordPress site. Now this specifically works for you if you have a WordPress website. It's called Simple Social Press. Say that late at night on a Saturday night. Simple Social Press. And it's a great time saver because what it does, it's under $100 and it sucks this video, this Facebook Live, and pushes it straight to your blog post. Yeah, it is great, Maddie. Love it. It is fantastic. It also takes all the comments below and adds that to your blog post as well. When people watch the replay of the video on your blog post, it adds to the views on Facebook Live. So it is an awesome little plugin. Now, Alicia, who set it up for us, she tells me there's a few little tweaks that you need to do to personalize it, but generally it's a kick-ass little app. Check it out. It's a simple social press. If you want the link to the app, just put SSP in the comments below, SSP in the comments below, and I'll send you the link to the plugin. It's a cracker. All right, on with the show. So this show, as I said, is a very opinionated show. It's not a rant, it is just an opinion. And I wonder if at the end of this you're going to agree or you disagree with me. And I hope the conversation continues in the comments below as I share my opinions. I want people to challenge what I'm thinking, but I also want us to stop and do a stock take on what we're doing as an industry, because as an industry, whatever we are doing, it isn't working. We're turning people over. Remember, the question of the day is, why do we turn personal trainers over and over and over in the fitness industry? Why do they stay less than 12 months? That's what I want to know from you, what you think the answer is. Tell me the comments in the below. Okay, so you're ready for my statement. Here it is. We are failing new personal trainers as an industry because the positioning of a personal training career is that it is you work for yourself. That is the positioning that the industry is giving all new personal trainers, that you are your own boss, that you'll make 6 figures working for yourself. This positioning is assuming that every personal trainer should, would, and could set up their own business. In other words, we're assuming every personal trainer, every person that goes through personal training has entrepreneurial spirit to set up their own business. So I did some research this week and I found a 2014 global report conducted by Global Entrepreneurship Monitor ranked countries based on the percentage of adults, of the adult population in each country who owns or co-owns a business. Australia ranked 26 with only 5 to 6% of the population running their own business. 5 to 6% of our population running their own business. This means for every 100 personal trainers, do the maths, about 6 are running their own business. In other words, they're entrepreneurial. Now, 6% was a pretty low number for me. It surprised me, actually. I thought it might have been a bit higher. So what I did was I then went to the US and I did some specific Googling in the US. And I want to run you by a number that I got out of the US, and that according to Grow America, 30% of all 20 to 24-year-olds regard themselves as entrepreneurs. 30% of 20 to 24-year-olds regard themselves as entrepreneurs. Now that's 5 times bigger than the number that I just shared around Australia. So if we use that 30% and we analyze the personal trainers, let's put this in some sort of scenario. Let's say we have 40 personal trainers as a cohort, 40 personal trainers going through a course and become qualified. And we're using that 30% number. 12 of those personal trainers are skilled enough entrepreneurially to start up their own business. Only 12. Further data in Australia reveals that 1 in 3 small businesses fail in their first year of operation. That means of our 12 personal trainers, now only 8 are left at the end of 12 months. Only 8 are left at the end of 12 months. Then 50% fail in the second year. We're now down to 4. And by the end of the 5th year, only 25% are left. So after 5 years of operation, the 40 people that we trained in the fitness industry to be great personal trainers, and we're telling them that they need to run their own business, we only have 1 of those 40 left at the end of 5 years. This is nothing to be proud of as an industry. In fact, I think we should feel pretty ashamed of spitting out so many personal trainers out of our industry. Oh, by the way, the number 1 reason small business fails in Australia, 32% of businesses fail because of financial mismanagement. And I'd suggest that in the fitness industry, if you're a personal trainer running your own business, I would suggest that this number is double, if not triple. Yep, triple. Like 90+% of personal trainers fail at running their own business because of financial mismanagement. So just for fun this week, I posed the question on Facebook, why did you become a personal trainer? And the answers can be grouped into two. First answer was to change people's lives. Second answer, because I'm passionate about exercise / health / fitness. No one said, not one person said in any of the groups that I surveyed, because I want to run my own business. So what I'm saying is we're asking rugby players to be ballerinas, or we're asking ballerinas to be rugby players. We're asking people who got into the industry to be personal trainers, we're asking them to be business people. And this is where as an industry we're failing those personal trainers. We're driving them to be a business owner, and they are simply not cut out to run their own business. Now, the models that gyms are now offering are generally and increasingly subcontractor models. That is, the personal trainers pay rent to use the gym, and then they can go off and get clients. Now, they can either get clients from outside the gym, or they can work the gym floor to get clients. But this means the personal trainer has to do marketing, they have to do sales, they have to onboard new clients, they've got to do all the admin of payments and the reconciliation of sessions compared to payments. And they still have to find time to train the clients and program the clients. Now, I sum that up as 5, count them, 5 different skills that you need in order to be a successful personal trainer in running your own business. Now, some of those skills come naturally, but most of those skills require training. And most of those skills require hours, days, months, if not years of training to get really good at it. Now, the good news, in fact, the great news for so many personal trainers out there is that there are PT coaches. In fact, there are hundreds of personal training business coaches out there, and they promise the world to new personal trainers. In fact, on my feed this week, here's what I read. Are you a personal trainer new to the industry, unsure of how or where to start your business? A personal trainer with limited industry experience, whose business hasn't taken off? Or a personal trainer who has hit the wall and is in need of some reinvigoration and motivation to spark your passion and build the business you truly want to build? You see, everywhere personal trainers look, they're receiving a message that says they need to start their own personal training business without actually self-evaluating if they really want to start their own business, or in fact whether they should start their own business. Now, when I first managed a health club, I had a cracking gym floor instructor. And for those people who were born post cassettes, VHS and mobile phones, a gym instructor was someone we paid to be on the gym floor who did programming, and they created experiences for members. Now, the guy that worked for me, his name was Peter, and he was sensational. And I said to him one day, I want to promote you to be manager of my gym floor team. I want you to lead the team. And he came back and he said, no thanks, I love what I do, I don't want to lead, I just want to do what I do with the members. Then I had Chris. Chris worked as a personal trainer in my club. For years, I used to say to him, mate, you'd earn more money working for yourself, and you can just pay me some rent. He continually said to me, no thanks, I love what I do. I love training people. I love leaving you to worry about marketing, sales, and cash flow. Now, at the time, when I had these conversations, I thought, what the fuck? You lazy so-and-sos. Where is your entrepreneurial spirit? It's only now that I'm older, wiser, uglier, that I can stand back and acknowledge the strength of both of these two gents. They were round pegs in a round hole. Their skill set matched their job description perfectly, and they were working in their strength. Both of them worked for me for over 5 years. That's pretty unheard of in the fitness industry. Now, what's happening today? Today, we are jamming a square peg into a round hole, which means we've chipped the edges off the side of that square peg to get a really uncomfortable fit with that peg, but we as owners and we as an industry are happy because the hole is filled. The peg, however, not so happy. Or, secondly, we're slotting a round peg into a square hole. And while it might be a snug fit, the corners of that square hole are not filled. And these are the critical bits that are causing personal trainers to fail. I now look back and I commend Chris and Peter for having the strength of character to knock back opportunities to do what they do best, which was train clients. So it appears to me that the only option these days for personal trainers is to run their own business, whether they be a rent payer or outdoors, or heaven forbid, they're convinced to open their own studio. Now, to be frank and honest, just between you and me, come in close. As entrepreneurial as I am, and as a risk taker that I am, I'd be scared shitless of opening my own personal training business right now after only doing a personal training business course. Or not even a personal training business course, after doing a Cert 4 course. If that was my only option, if the industry was telling me, after you've done this, you now work for yourself, I don't even think I'd do the course. I'd be too scared. But kids are doing this course because our profession of a personal trainer is glamorized. The end result, I believe, is overpromised to them. Expectations are falsely set, both with the effort required, the skills needed, the time to put in, and in fact, the guaranteed income. What about you? Got a few people watching live right now and people watching on replay. What about you? Put yourself in the shoes of a 20-year-old or somebody who's doing a second career, and you have no business acumen at all, and you've just done a personal training course. Would you have the intestinal fortitude? Would you have the grit? Would you have the resilience? Would you have the capital behind you to open your own business? Give me a thumbs up if you think you would have all of that to open your own business. Even when you know nothing about sales, nothing about marketing, nothing about finance, nothing about pricing. Give me a thumbs up if you would venture down that path right now. Give me a sad face. Give me an angry face. Give me something if you wouldn't. Of course, you're sensible. As I said, as I've got older, wiser and uglier, I am not surprised at all now of the turnover of personal trainers. The process that we put personal trainers through at the moment is the future is not about what services we offer. It is about the business model that we offer. It is not about whether they are a one-on-one, a group, a semi-private, whatever product we're selling. That's not what it is. It's about the model that we're doing. I believe with all my heart and all my head that every big box gym on the planet, every 24-hour club on the planet should target a minimum of 25% of their membership base doing some form of personal training. Now, owners are telling me right now there are not enough personal trainers out there to get to that percentage. I say there are enough personal trainers out there. It's just that they've been brainwashed to think the only option for them and the best option for them is to run their own business. I'm challenging the industry today to consider returning to an employee-based model. where there is a greater than average chance that you may keep those personal trainers longer. They will gain an enormous job satisfaction because they'll be doing what they love, training clients, and not the stuff that they're poor at or that they dislike and therefore disengage from the job. Yes, employers, that means that you will have to pay superannuation. Yes, that means you may have to pay sick leave and holiday pay, and you'll need to invest in developing these personal trainers with professional development. You may even need to employ a PT manager, but you won't have to advertise regularly for trainers, saving you money, saving you time, and reducing your stress levels. And yes, for you as personal trainers, you'd be earning 20, 30, 40% less than what you'd earn working for yourself. But there's no marketing costs of the business. There's no admin time. There's no financial management. There is way less stress on you, and more importantly, you can do what you love to do, and that is train clients. You can do why you did that personal training course, to train clients. Give me a thumbs up. Give me something in the comments below right now, whether you're watching live or on replay, if you agree with what I'm saying. If you think this is an option for our industry, that we return to an employee model so that we show and we care about our trainers and our trainers can do what they do best. Okay, now here's a message for personal trainers. Here's a message for you. I listened to Dan Henderson this week. Now, Dan speaks with personal trainers every single day. And he says every trainer he speaks with says, I need more leads. He says every trainer he speaks with, I need more leads. He went on to say that he'd been to hear the great Thomas Plummer in San Francisco speak this week. And he said, you need to be a master of social media to generate leads. Okay, so you now need to add social media as a skill set that you need to run your own business. This is on top of sales, retention, marketing, admin, programming. We're now adding being a social media guru. Not sure where you're going to fit that skill in to learn. So Dan offered the suggestion of maybe outsourcing it, employing somebody. Now, if you want someone good, not someone bad, but someone good at this, you're going to be paying about $75 an hour minimum. Now that's got to be paid for. So you've got to pick up a new client to pay that $75. And by the way, all that does is get someone to do it for you. You still got to pay for the Facebook ads. You still got to pay for the marketing cost. So that means more clients you've got to pick up. Now, I'm not picking on Dan at all. I agree with him 100%. Social media is another area of the business you need to improve, that you need to understand. But what I would say to all of you personal trainers out there that are watching today or watching on replay is that I'm calling bullshit that you need more clients, that you need more leads. You might need more clients, sorry, but I'm calling bullshit that you need more leads. Because after nearly 30 years in the fitness industry, including running my own personal training business and my own gyms, here's my very simple take on a successful business model, a successful fitness business model. Here it is. Step 1, lead buys your service. Step 2, you service that client. Step 3, that client stays if they are happy with you. Step 4, the client gets results and tells their friends, or their friends notice, what are you doing? Step 5, that client refers that friend to you. Step 6, you now get a lead. Step 7, the lead buys your service, and around we go again and again and again and again. Personal trainers of the world, if you need more leads, then you are screwing up this equation. You are screwing up this very simple business model. And I will bet my house, I will bet $1 million that you're screwing up steps 3, Steps 2, 3, and 4. Servicing that client, making sure the client's happy, and getting the results for the client. Getting the results so other people notice. I bet you're screwing up those 3. Of course, it could be missed financial management and you don't have enough money to live on. Then you've stuffed up the entrepreneurial side of the business. And perhaps you should have been an employee, not a business owner. So let me give you an example of exactly what I'm talking about right now. And it comes only this week. At the gym I go to, there's a personal trainer there that I think has paid more than $10,000 to a personal training company to help him run his own personal training business. He's paid more than $10,000. How do I know that? Because I've seen him give a video testimonial to this personal training company on Facebook. I've seen it. I've seen him do it. I've seen him online promoting this business. This week I spoke to one of his ex-clients who's just broken up with him only in the last 2 weeks. And she told me this. He lacked energy. His arms were folded in the session. Nothing was ever recorded. The workouts were boring, and I had not achieved any results with him over the 8 weeks that I've trained. I didn't even feel better. This trainer paid $10,000 to be a better trainer, to get more leads and run a business, and he was failing in the 3 basic steps of being a personal trainer. Servicing the client, making the client happy, getting them results. Dan Henderson recounted that Thomas Plummer said, "Your weaknesses are going to kill you." Now, I think both of them were referring to that from a business perspective. And that is so right, personal trainers. If you do not have the business skills to run a business, it will kill your career and metaphorically kill you. Thanks, Andrew Ning. Great comment there. Love it. Love what you've said there. Totally agree. We have so many PTs paying rent to pay for membership teams that leads they've just made. So agree, mate. Well played. So personal trainers, and you might want to share this with personal trainers that you know, personal trainers that are in training. Your decision, personal trainers, starts with visiting the House of Mirrors. You need to decide, do you want to be a personal training business owner, or do you want a career as a personal trainer? They are very different career options, very different career directions. Do you want to be a personal training business owner, or do you want to be a personal trainer? Yep, agree, Andrew, they do pry on them. But personal trainers are dumb for paying the money. We as an industry need to position the career of being a personal trainer can be just as successful as being an employee, as being an employed personal trainer, as a career can be just as successful, just as fruitful, just as rewarding as running a business. Look, it's been a long show. Thanks for tuning in to JT and the Raw this week. Perhaps I've hit a nerve with some people. Perhaps I've pissed some people off. Perhaps I have, and for that I apologise. This is only my opinion, and if I have, I want to know in the comments below if I have pissed you off. If I've painted an ugly picture for the industry, I'm sorry, but I've tried to be realistic. Not every single person out there should become a personal trainer and have their own business. They can be a personal trainer and still be successful. As always, I really appreciate all the engagement that you guys give me. I appreciate the love hearts, the thumbs up, the sad faces, and the comments below. Thanks, Kelly. Amen to that. Amen. I really appreciate it. And I want us to understand that personal trainers are the key to the future of our industry. 100%. We can't keep turning them over. We need to keep them, and we need to paint a much better picture of what is successful in our industry in regard to personal training. So before I finish, I want to finish with my quote of the week. And it's not going to surprise you what my quote of the week would be. Perhaps it's a theme, perhaps it's something that we need to talk about more. Do you want to be a personal training business owner? Or do you want to be a personal trainer? Yes, Matty Fletcher, you can be both. But that takes a very special person like you. Like I said before, 1 in 3 trainers are entrepreneurial enough, but most are not. Most do not have the business skills. So it's okay just to be a personal trainer. Quote of the week: do you want to be a personal trainer, or do you want to be a personal training business owner? Both are very different career options. You need to make the choice. Thanks for tuning in to JT in the Raw, show 64. If you like the show, share it. Give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, share the show. Really appreciate it. Have an awesome weekend. In Australia, it's footy finals weekend. Good luck to whichever team you're going for in the AFL, and good luck to whoever you're going for in the NRL. In the NRL. Thanks, guys, for all the love. I really appreciate it. Share the show if you want. Have an awesome weekend. I'll catch you guys on the next episode next Friday.